Europe is the second smallest continent, but it has played an important part in world history. The ancient Greek and Roman empires stretched into North Africa and the Middle East, and their art, thinking, and science are still influential today. Portuguese and Spanish explorers sailed to new continents and even around the world. This marked the start of European dominance of world affairs for 400 years. Throughout its history, Europe's countries have rarely been at peace, and in the 20th century, quarrels between European nations led to 2 world wars. Since 1945, Europe's global political influence is less, but it remains culturally important. Prehistoric Europe. Early Europeans were primitive hunters, moving in search of food and shelter. By 5000 BCE, they grew crops and domesticated animals. They settled in villages and built large burial mounds for their dead. Greece and Rome. In about 900 BCE, the Greeks set up powerful city-states like Athens. Their merchants traded around the Mediterranean, founding colonies from Spain to the Black Sea. Rome was founded in 753 BCE, and by 117 CE, controlled most of Europe, Northern Africa, and the Middle East. Christianity. In the 300s, Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire. Over the next 700 years, it spread throughout Europe. The Pope in Rome and church leaders were very powerful. It unified Europe and dominated daily life, including education. Medieval trade. Trade prospered in medieval Europe. In the 13th century, towns around the Baltic and North Sea formed the Hanseatic League, trading from ports like Lübeck and Bruges, monopolizing trade until the 1600s. Cloth, spices, and gold were sold at great fairs. In the mid-1400s, the Portuguese explored Africa's coast in new, fast ships, the caravel. They were followed by other European explorers and traders, reaching all parts of the globe. Europeans soon dominated world trade, setting up colonies and building vast empires. The Enlightenment. In the 18th century, European thinkers began to reject old beliefs based on religion and superstition, and to develop new ideas based on reason and science. An intellectual revolution called the Enlightenment broke out across Europe. New ideas about government led to the French and American revolutions. Economics, philosophy, and science prospered. World wars. In the 1900s, conflicts between European powers caused 2 devastating world wars. World War I, from 1914 to 1918, weakened Europe. After World War I, the multinational empires of Germany, Austro-Hungary, Ottoman Turkey, and Russia broke up. But war broke out again in 1939. By 1945, cities were in ruins, thousands homeless, and 2 new superpowers emerged, the USA and the Soviet Union. Communist Europe. By 1945, Europe was divided into communist countries, dominated by the Soviet Union, and non-communist nations influenced by the United States. Germany was split into 2 nations. Life was harsh in communist countries, and civil liberties were restricted. The collapse of communism. By the late 1980s, communism was losing its hold, and the Soviet Union withdrew its support from Eastern Europe. In 1989, East Germans demonstrated for union with West Germany and pulled down the Berlin Wall. Germany was reunited the following year. Popular protests overthrew communist governments throughout Eastern Europe.